here we are, Charleston, Oregon. We're in the Charleston Marina complex, and it's a nice, bustling fishing community. Boats are in and out all day long. And that's because of the proximity. Charleston is right, within a mile of the entrance of these major river systems that make up all these bays and estuaries. You know, you could travel upriver here and hit North Bend and Coos Bay, or Charleston right here. But we're just a mile from the Pacific Ocean. So this is a great jumping point for a lot of these fishing boats. So we're going to enjoy some good seafood while we're here. We're going to explore around, and we probably won't be here that long because there's a weather window coming up in a few days for us to make that next jump. But while we're here, we're going to have some fun. So in last week's video, I started a project and came down with something.
I don't understand you. I just need to rest.
I was down and out for about 2 or 3 days, and I gotta hand it to Linh. She really impressed me. The outboard engine had a water flow problem. Most likely the impeller, but we had a rebuild kit, and while I was sick and just passed out, she took it on herself. She did a project that was way outside of her comfort zone.
I'm going to do it. Oops. Oh, damn. No, I can't get it out. Oops. Oh! Woo! It works!
And I watched the video. It looks like she absolutely nailed it. So today we're gonna take the dinghy out and put this outboard through the test and see if she resolved the problem. Should be interesting. Okay, here's the moment of truth. See how Linh did. Uh-oh, what'd you do? Wow, that looks good.
Hey, take it back.
I take it all back. You did awesome.
What?
Good job, honey.
When we were coming in, we saw this awesome beach and these cool caves, and we had to come and check it out.
I know you want to go right in there.
Yes, please.
That one was a big set, too.
That was fun.
gotta say, Outboard has never run better. Good job, honey. Oh, and good morning. It's low tide here in Charleston Bay, and the fuel dock over here is pretty interesting. At low tide, the dock is on land, but it doesn't matter. The local fishermen still pull up to it to fuel up. I don't know, I'd be a little nervous, but I guess they know what they're doing.
New confession, I have a new problem. I have an addiction to oysters right now. We had some the other day and I can't stop thinking about it. They are so good, and it's locally sourced. They farm it right here in Charleston Bay, and they are to die for. So Emma and I are going to head over to the fish market right now to grab another dozen before we head out. It's not that far, and that way Teal can finish up the last minute chores before we head out tomorrow.
I'm ready. Are you?
Yes. Let's go.
Let's go.
So while the girls are off getting their oysters, I'm going to do a quick project that I've been meaning to do for a long time. Working on our ground tackle. You know, we have a 25 kilo rocknet anchor with 150 feet of 5/16 high strength chain behind it. But I didn't have our rod attached to it. We have 300 feet of 3-strand that I need to do a back splice on the bitter end of our chain, and that'll give us quite a bit more options when it comes to anchoring. You know, we haven't done much anchoring coming down the Washington and Oregon coast because, well, simply there isn't many places to anchor. Last time we dropped the anchor was in Canada. Ever since then, it's been, you know, running from one bar to the next. But the further we go south, the more options we're going to have. So I want to make sure that if we had to get into a deep water anchorage, I've got plenty of extra rod on here so we could get that proper scope. You know, this boat's a shallow draft boat, and I like to anchor in about 20 feet of water or less. And with 150 feet of chain, for the most part, that gives me my 6 or 7 to 1 scope without a problem. But if we get into a situation where I have to anchor in 50 feet of water, that's where the comfort of having all this extra rod on here will come in handy. I'm doing this now because as we leave Charleston, it's about 100 nautical miles to Brookings, and that's the very southern part of Oregon. Actually, that'll be our last port of call in Oregon before we head into California. But we have an option of anchoring one night in Port Orford. It's about the halfway point, 50 miles from here, and it'd be nice to break that 100-mile journey into 2 50-mile days and give us a chance to be at anchor one night. It's our first anchorage in a while, and I think it'd be good for us. We enjoy being at anchor much more than being on a dock. I've driven through there before. I've never anchored there, so it'll be a treat for us. So that's our plan, is to try to anchor one night at Port Orford. It's a roadstead anchorage, but with a north or northwest wind, it should be good for us. So let's get this back splice done and get all this tucked into the chain locker so we have a good journey. We're leaving bright and early tomorrow morning, and having this extra rod on here will be comforting.
We're now at Chuck's Seafood. Since we're leaving tomorrow, I thought it would be nice for me to prepare something with their fresh oysters. This place is a family-owned store and we've had it before. It's so good.
We got our oysters.
Now it's time to go and start cooking. Oh, these are so good. It's like a kiss from the sea.
Well, I'm about halfway through, muscling my way through this backsplice here. It's going pretty smooth so far. I like to go about every 5 splices. I'll take one strand out. That way this will taper this splice down nicely. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this. There's quite a few videos all over YouTube for this, but I'll show you how it turns out.
We're almost back. We're gonna check out to see what my dad's doing, and then it's time to grill. Woo!
Food is never far from her mind. While Teal is finishing up his backsplice, let's talk oysters. I absolutely love oysters. Growing up, summer kind of was marked when my parents would get oysters and we can grill it on the deck. I just absolutely love it. Did I say how much I love it? And we do it so simple. It's just throw it on the grill, and my mom would just do lime, salt, and pepper, and you drizzle that right on top. But, you know, our tastes change. I still like the lime and the salt and pepper, but I want to kind of give some more choices in our options and condiments. So for today, I'm going to do obviously the lime, salt, and pepper mixture. And then I'm also going to do a olive oil infused with scallions and a little bit of jalapeno, and I top it with some fried shallots. It is to die for. These oysters are Pacific oysters from this region, and we are so lucky and fortunate that these are harvested from this morning and we were able to get them just this afternoon. So it's as fresh as you can get it. How I prepare my oysters is so simple. Sometimes simple is best, especially when you're working with products this fresh. And all I do is get my grill searing hot, and I just put the oysters right on it, and I wait for it to just crack open. Once those are open, I just take them off the grill because they're steamed already. There's nothing worse than an overcooked oyster, in my opinion. And then you just let the flavors shine because it's just so good. Okay, I could hear Lynn cooking away over there, so I want to button this up fast, but here's how my backsplice turned out. I feel real good about this. I've got a full foot of backsplice at least, and I've tapered the strands down, so it's got a nice taper to this. I'm gonna feel real comfortable with how this turned out. It's gonna be plenty strong, and it's gonna be just rarely that we use past the chain, but it is comforting knowing that we have this extra few hundred feet of road behind the chain backing us up. So we killed this and I can honestly say that I am very satisfied with our oyster intake. So I cannot wait.
Definitely.
Those, I gotta say, these oysters,
They were so fresh.
they're so fresh and just delicious. Can't say enough about it.
So
Good
I
job.
can't wait to see what's in store to the next port because we're heading out tomorrow morning.
Bright and early, 6 o'clock, we'll be on the high seas once again.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed my lunch, leave a like and subscribe. Come back next week to see another cool new video. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
So what's for dinner?
Of course.